So apparently we got cut off. Sorry about that. We're just gonna pick up, and this will be part 2. For those of you that have change blindness, we also put her hair up. So in case you didn't notice that, now you just realized something. So I took the liberty of kind of finishing the rest off on one side, and you should be able to notice it. So what we did was we finished the application and we blended the product out, bringing it down all the way onto her neck. So it's a very subtle difference that you can see. It's a light application. She's got really good skin, so the point is really just to even out the skin, not to give a complete full-on, you know, kind of like drag face. So we're gonna lather, rinse, repeat. Again, symmetry. She's got 2 sides of her face, so we're gonna do the other side now. Picking up the product on the brush, make sure that we get an even saturation. Again, building that coverage. So we're gonna cover up a little bit of redness there and around the nose area. Checking in with the client. Not too much pressure, is there? Okay.
Feels like a massage.
Feels like a massage. Ultimate compliment. If they ask you to please stop beating their face, then you're doing something wrong. It's makeup, it should be fun. This is not a chore, people. This is not rocket science. It's not life insurance. Let's have some fun with it, right? So. Finishing up that coverage, we want to go and blend towards the hairline. Keep that hair out the way. Tilt your head a little bit more for me. Thank you. Again, blending down onto the neck. Chin up for me. We just want to spot check our work. Make sure that we don't have any texture. And the foundation part of the complexion is done. So it's nice and even, it's nice and soft, covered up the redness in the center, and that was really about it because she's got very good skin. Depending on the skin of your client or the skin of yourself, it's going to dictate how much coverage you would need and if you need to do any tweaks here and there. So we're going to move along into concealer. And people are always asking, do you actually do concealer first and then foundation or vice versa? Best practice, you kind of want to do foundation first and then do concealer, because the point of doing concealer is to cover up darkness under the eye, to brighten under the eye, and if you're doing that, you're opening up the eye. So if we do foundation first and then concealer, what we can do is pull that brightness and blend the concealer out, which opens up our eye. If we do concealer first and then foundation, including the foundation, which is darker than the concealer, is going to close our eyes up, and we don't want to do that. So this is something that you're going to need a lot less of. So we grab the concealer, which is generally 1 to 2 shades lighter than the person's skin tone, depending on how bright they want to go, or if you're going to be doing any highlighting or contouring, which we'll discuss in another video. So we're going to take our foundation brush. This is the 45. It's called the Pro Concealer Brush, Precision. We're going to pick up the product, a light amount, and we're going to go center and fanning out. And notice as I get to the side, the marks are getting smaller. We're doing this for a reason. Generally, darkness is towards the inside corner of the eye and like this outer triangle. You usually don't get darkness out here, so you don't need the same coverage. Again, put the coverage where you need it. It's not going to be the same everywhere. Taking a ring finger, again, because it applies the least amount of pressure, look up to the ceiling for me. And we want to dot that in with the finger. Again, we don't want a windshield wiper because we don't want to lose coverage. We just want to pat it into the skin. So blending along the ridge of the orbital bone, which is this right here. As you build, you can see anywhere else that you may need some more coverage, so you just go in and apply a little bit more product there. I like to go, again, underneath, apply a little bit more, and now I fan it down. And what this does is it brightens up the eye, but it also opens it up, so if you look straight, for me, you can see a very subtle difference. You want to keep it nice and clean. We're going to lather, rinse, repeat. Turn for me. Again. Once on the inside. And get lighter as you go to the edge. Take your ring finger. Look up to the ceiling, hon. Point of information, it's important to have clean hands because your fingers are extremely close to your client's nose. And if you don't wash your hands, then people are going to have the displeasure of smelling that whatever is on your hands. So hand cream is nice. You don't want to wear too much perfume because that can be offensive to some people. And you also want to make sure that you have good breath. Brush your teeth, people. It helps. Again, right at the edge. Bringing it down, forward, and there you go. So you've got nice even coverage of the under eye. It's nice and clean, nice and bright. The last step that we're going to do is we're going to set her makeup. So switching to a fluffy brush, this is just an overall large powder brush. It's the number 40 brush from the Sephora Pro collection. And we're going to take Sephora translucent setting powder. So we're going to pick up a little bit of product. We're going to swish it around so it gets into the bristles. And what we're going to do is we're going to lightly tap it on the skin, starting in the center, because that's our oily zone. So what this is doing is taking whatever is on top of the bristles is going to be what initially sets the makeup. We don't want to over powder her face because then it can start to create light patches. Or for certain setting powders, it can read on camera as starburst. So now that we've got that done, then we'll just give it a nice buff. Make sure that we don't have any excess texture being created by the powder. And there you go. This is what we would call a clean complexion. The foundation for any makeup that you're going to do, pun intended, foundation. Clean skin, nice and even, bright under eye. From here you can do absolutely anything. You can contour, you can highlight, blush, you can do your eyes, you can do absolutely everything that you need to get done, but it all starts here. So try it out, have some fun. It's okay to make mistakes, that's the best way to learn. Until next time, this is Mr. Man for Giving Face, signing out.